Sketchbook number 7. So those are notes from lessons, well, and feedback notes, some personal doodles, notes and doodles, some sketches for personal piece, that's a sketch I did in London and Kensington Gardens. Oh, those as well. And I actually have a bigger sketch of this one. It's called Never Bird. And these are all from the Peter Pan statue in Kensington Gardens. It's very lovely. If you ever get the chance to go, you should. That was for design history, some jewel design, just stuff about image editing, politics, notes, studies. I think these were concepts for a children's book. Yeah, I don't know if I can find the files for that because I did finish some pieces. This was for a math project. I'll definitely be able to show you that. These are sketches of that bird. I don't know if you can see it. So in one of my classes, we had the task to design a CD cover and essentially the entire packaging and the entire design for one of our favorite CDs. Please, cat, don't destroy my brushes. I know you're hungry. You have to wait. You have to be patient. Thank you. And I chose Wind in the Wires by Patrick Wolf. I'm a huge fan. And I went with this Arctic tern getting caught in barbed wire as my main design. And yeah, it was a really cool project and I had to build a mock-up and all that. So yeah, it was very cool. More politics. And so it looks like I already started my please cat don't destroy my brushes. Thank you. It's good they all have these little plastic caps and she loves biting them. And she knows I'm annoyed by that, which is exactly why she's doing it. Right? You get attention when you do it. Yes. I started working on I don't have it. Where is that? So I started working on the ABC of magical creatures at the time, and this is D is for dragon. That's the final. It's so cool to just have it in print. It's much nicer than just showing it on screen. Oh yeah, those are just studies, notes, studies, more studies, notes. This is the peacock fox. This one was in a previous sketchbook and I really liked the concept and clearly I was still thinking about it. More studies. What? See, you're not supposed to be ashamed of your own work in your sketchbook. It's like I didn't have an audience back then. Who was this for? Well, clearly I needed to do that. O, G is for Griffin. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Sketch and final. And the harpy right next to it. So, harpy. I had this obsession with overly long necks at the time. I was just giving everything really long necks. I mean, they have normal legs, but legs as well. But yeah, so that's the sketch for this one, essentially. Those were other sketches for the Wind in the Wires project. They're really moody and textural. Oh yeah, that was mental health related. Those were some ideas. Never went anywhere. Hand studies. Those were first sketches for one of my very first jobs as an illustrator. I was still in art school, like my last semester, and I think that was For All That Remains. That looks familiar. Oh wait, that's a bit out of character for me. That was also mental health related and a piece inspired by Radiohead's Climbing Up the Walls, and I did take it to final. More hand studies. I did do a lot of hand studies. More hand studies. Rough sketches, because that's how I do sketches. Hand studies. More hands. Storyboard for picture book. Hand studies. Okay, so more hand studies. So what I did back then was just to take a lot of photographs of my hands in different positions, and then I'd sit down every day and sketch for 50 minutes, 30 minutes, and you do get a lot of studies done that way. That one was for another job. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to talk about that, so won't. But yeah, one of my first jobs was a test for an IP, and they paid me for those test pieces, which is as it should be. It was nice, but I was not chosen. Well, you already saw the jackalope. Yeah, so those are were supposed to be like gloves that have like blue veins on the sleeves, like hands, and well, never went anywhere. Yeah, I was also kind of obsessed with having hands form a sort of collar, like an ornamental decorative collar that's kind of statuesque, and so it would look really cool, something like this around the neck. I'm not sure I ever used it. I don't think I did. More ideas, more hand studies. L is for Leprechaun. It's in there. There he is, Leprechaun. And the Kelpie. Love Kelpies. And the Manticore and the Ogre. Let's go for both of them. Manticore. The Naga's not even in this, but the Ogre is this one. Little mouse in there. Cute. Oh no, in Germany we had this magazine where you had pages where a little mouse was hiding somewhere and you need to find it, like in a picture. Like my grandparents had like a TV magazine where you had to find the mouse. I loved finding the mouse. Okay, notes on traffic lights, fan art, hand studies, a little bit the Ogre, a little bit further along, sketches, little mouse again. What? So this was meant to be a possum, and I mean it looks like a fox to me, but I don't know what possums look like, so I mean it clearly didn't back then. And it's curled around a tree, and the tree has Well, at that point I was still like, maybe it's apples, but here is gems, so it's growing gems, and the mouse is stealing a gem from the possum that has a tree. I don't know. That one's about eating other people's innards. That makes sense to me. That one, I don't know. We have to go back to the cannibalism there. I don't know what that is supposed to be, that cutesy stuff. Oh, that's mental health related. No explaining needed. Hand studies. That's the Nogov. Okay. Sketch, I have a final for that. Hand studies. Hand studies. That's the further along sketch. I have a final for that one. Hand studies. Foot studies. Oh, that's an older piece with the mermaids. I have, I'll show it to you. Oh, foot studies. More foot studies. More things I will not talk about. Foot studies. Foot studies. Well, foot studies. I remember having like one theme a month, and that's actually for my graduation project for the second piece, I think. Foot studies, more foot studies, long necks. I did say I was kind of obsessed with long necks at the time. Foot studies, more feet. So many feet. Oh, I never did that, did I? That's like a boy. It's inspired by music video by a band called Boca, I think, and the song is called Town of Strangers, and I love the music video. I was obsessed with this music video, and it was kind of inspired by that. It's like a boy jumping into a flock of pigeons. Yeah, more foot studies. Oh boy, somewhere I have a folder of pictures of my feet. Or I've deleted it already, I don't know. I don't have to draw feet as much as hands, so I didn't draw them that... I don't draw them that often. That was for my graduation project as well. More feet. Work, I will not talk about. Feet. Feet. Gotham, the TV show, fan art. Honestly, Gotham, the TV show, underrated. It was trash. It was such trash, but it was delightful. It could have only been better if they had admitted to themselves that the show was absolute trash, and if they had just really leaned into the campy aspects of it. It was at its best when it was not taking itself serious. A phoenix with a misspelling. More for my graduation projects, personal work sketches, foot studies based on anatomy book stuff. Sketch I never really continued working on. Q is for Quetzalcoatl, I think, and there it is, a feathery snake. I know you're hungry, love. Soon. Watership Down fan art never went anywhere. R is for rock. There he is. I know, love. Oh, I know you're dying. She has not eaten in years. You would not know if you saw her, but really, I've been starving her. She is such a poor girl. So this is the Selkie sketch and the troll sketch, and this unicorn, long neck. I didn't go with that one. I actually went with a completely different unicorn. So this is the Selkie and this is the troll. And the unicorn I went with is this one. And I was actually referencing doe for this one instead of going with the usual horse design. So I was very proud of that original idea. this is the werewolf. Actually, yes, the werewolf. I had really fun with the very, very common creatures. Like this werewolf. I mean, look at... He's perfect. And the vampire. Oh my god. Okay, so... Mrs. Coulter. Notes on things. Where's the vampire? I want to show you the vampire. No vampire sketch. Oh, this is the sketch for Witch of the Hills. This was after art school already, for the month of that year. I think, thinking about doing an animation. This is for the Slaughterburg. Is that what it's called? Yes. No, Slaughter Rog. Good that I can read my handwriting. Okay, so at this point, I was already at another school, at a public, well, what would be the US equivalent? A college. It's not a university, but a more hands-on version of a university. But it's essentially, it is similar. Anyhow, I went to go there. I wanted to go there first. Because in Germany, you can't really study illustration. You can only study... So at a public school, you can't really study illustration. But at this one, I could have studied design and then later on specialized on illustration. And that was my original plan. But I ended up not getting a place there. So I ended up studying at a private art school. And there I could actually study illustration. So I spent 3 years studying illustration at this private art school and then went on and studied. Well, I tried to. I lasted 1 semester at the public art school in design, and there was just a lot of repetition. But mostly I didn't manage studying again. And freelancing already, because I was already freelancing and it was just too much. And I'm gonna show you the vampire. Look at the vampire. Look at that square guy. I love him so much. You're like, you're still doing that thing. Anyhow, yeah, and the reason why I could go to the public art school was that is really stupid. The private art school didn't count as studying officially, and I don't have a bachelor degree or anything, so it's not really... My graduation was worth nothing, essentially. It's just the portfolio and the experience and so on. But because of that, the state was like, or the public schools were like, well, it's essentially she waited 3 years, so now she can get a place at this other university. So, yeah. So I got let in based on that. And yeah, I tried to study there for 1 semester, and my mental health was really, really bad, and I just didn't make it. I was slowly going mad in my tiny student accommodation room, and I was trying to freelance while also studying, and I hated it. Not everything, but I felt like I had to focus on one thing or I just break, because it was just too much, new place, new people. I'm really bad at oral participation in class, and at the first art school I went to, it wasn't a problem. But at the public one, professors were again like, yeah, you have to talk more, you have to speak up, you have to participate in discussions, and it was just triggering all my insecurities and anxieties, and I was really doing really badly, and so I just dropped out after one semester. I stopped going even earlier. At some point I was just, I can't do this, and I just focused on freelancing. And the reason I wanted to study afterwards really was just because freelancing, it was just so scary, right? The idea of just studying a little bit more, learning a bit more, felt safer, right? And I was just scared to take the plunge and freelance. But, well, essentially I was at this other art school, and it was just do one or the other, and yeah, I dropped out. And I never really think about it a lot. I made a friend there, and I still meet up with her sometimes. So it was worth it for that alone. But it was just it was an intense time. But oh yeah, I've made the wrong choice. I made a mistake. I will have consequences I cannot foresee. And I have overlooked something important. Oh, good. Yeah, I was doing great. Yeah, so that was one of my first, I think, yeah, I was working on that when I was living at my parents again, because I moved from my student accommodations, which were tiny and depressing, and I moved back to my parents. And yeah, that was one of my first book cover jobs. Oh, so long ago. Anyhow, I don't really think about that time a lot anymore. I mean, it was just a few months, but they were terrible. Oh boy, were they terrible. So yeah. I did make the right decision freelancing after all. I think it would have been quite miserable trying to spend another 3 years studying, even if I would have learned a lot more stuff, and my classes were interesting, but okay. Some short story stuff. Some fan art I wouldn't be doing anymore nowadays. Oh, those were sketches for a movie poster I did. One of those. There on Facebook, you have those collector groups where people, essentially movie fans, they pool together, paying artists to create alternative movie posters, which is really cool. And I haven't done that in a long time. I only did that like in the first 2 years of my career in some, but it was really cool. And yeah, that was for Let the Right One In. I had 2 pieces for that actually. That was an idea for a promotional card I was designing. And I was already, okay, so by then I had moved out again from my parents, and I was living in a nearby town, which is one of the cheapest towns to live in Germany, if not the cheapest. I think at some point it was the cheapest town to live in, and there are reasons for that. It's not a nice town to live in, but it was really cheap, and my flat was actually, gosh, my rent was under 300 euros a month, and I had like 2 rooms. Can you imagine? Was crazy, and I spent some years there. Was fine, but I managed to save quite a lot of money during that time because, well, my living costs were so low. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really making a lot of money with illustrations, so it kind of, they needed to be low. And my parents still supported me financially, so yeah. And I spent a lot of time just practicing, creating personal projects, personal art, promoting myself and my art on the internet, trying to get my mental health in order. Just, yeah, it was just a time I just kind of try to build a foundation for a person that exists in this world, and also can maybe build a career in the arts. It was a very formative time in my life, and this is my first mermaid, the first of my 100 mermaids, because after I finished this one, and this was a weekly drawing project, so I drew one of these a week, and I continued the same format with mermaids. And of course an ABC is limited to letters, and with the mermaids I was just like, I'm gonna do 100 mermaids, one a week, and this is where the mermaid sketches start. Oh yes. mermaids. And oh yeah, don't we have mermaid right now? Yes, we do. Okay, so yeah, that was my sob story today. I think my face might have been cut off for most of this. And you wanna... Yeah, still not time for food though. Yeah? Nope. Maybe you just want to play. Just want attention. Want attention? Yes? Want attention? Come here. No? No? Yes? No? Maybe? Maybe? Say hello to our audience. No? Well, you can't see them. I can't see them. But we know they're there. I mean, not right now, but... Oh, it's so meta.